now by the political analyst Xolani Dube. Xolani, good evening to you. Really do appreciate your time. What's your sense of things at the moment?
I think we're dancing into a whole lot of noise here, you know, and whatever that is happening in that Vikings squabbles, you know, because you know now that they are at each other's throat. We as the ordinary South Africans, we are not going to benefit anything. We have seen it before with Thabo Mbeki, as well with Jacob Zuma, and now with Cyril. And when you look, if our lives have changed, the answer is no. But our lives are getting worse and worse. And I don't think that really now we need to celebrate when these political elites or these Vikings are slitting each other's throats. The question that we have to ask ourselves, what can we do in order to insulate ourselves? Because the discourse now that is coming, or that is propping, who's next, you know? And when we say who's next, and then we look to the same organization that is twisted, the organization that is known as the #1 suspect when it comes to stealing, the hyenas, the scavengers, Imkotoi. And so I think we need to create an alternative as South Africans to say, look, we must not expect anything better from ANC.
So do you believe, I mean, it is obviously the case that this is damaging to President Cyril Ramaphosa. I don't think that's controversial or a matter of opinion. But it's obviously hugely damaging to the ANC as well. And I can think of several reasons why this might be so. The one is the sort of instability or unpredictability, may be a better word. The second is the possible disputes it can lead to within the ANC. But the third one is that there's an election in 2024, and this could be the third leader of the ANC in a row to have to leave office. I mean, how bad is this for the ANC as a whole?
Look, you know, for me, I think we need to wash our hands, you know, when it comes to the ANC. After all, Cyril has done that, and Kgalema has done that, and Thabo Mbeki has done that, and even Kula. And we have lots of articles where the same stalwarts of the ANC were warning us about this organization, you know. And as I'm saying, I think we need to celebrate this. But the really important conversation that we need as South Africans is what next for us without the ANC. Because if we're still going to expect that the ANC will give us someone who's going to take our country forward, let me give you the pool of people that they can offer us. It's Paul Mashatile, it's Didi Mabuza, it's Zweli, it's Nkosazana Zuma. Let me tell you something. If any moral and ethical South African can simply have celebration that these are the kind of people that might succeed Cyril, let me be honest and be forthright. We are destroying the future of the next generation. Hence, I am saying the discourse pertaining the squabbles in the ANC is a discourse that is not taking this country forward. The best thing what they are doing right now, we need to celebrate and say, at last, we are being saved.
I just want to ask, are we as South Africans at that point where we are ready to have the discussion around what do we do after the ANC? Also, where do we go after the ANC? Democratic Alliance?
Look, you know, that's the problem that we have. You know, is this false dichotomy of saying, is the Democratic Alliance or not? Because once you start to do that, we are saying, is it the white people or is it the black people? You know, and then the fact of the matter is, we need people of moral and ethics in our country. We need people who can take us forward as a nation. Because if we are going to have this scarecrow saying, without ANC, we are empty. Let me tell you something. That's why most of the African countries are in this pitless hole. Because they decided that they are not going to create any other alternative, but they will simply say, this is what we have. Xolani, you know it very well. ANC is an imposition to us, you know, by the so-called the minerals energy complex. And so if we are still going to say we embrace the ANC, definitely we embrace a crooked and a twisted organization that embrace colonialism and apartheid. And since 1994, what have we gained? We've gained nothing. But what we are gaining, or what we are doing since 1994, from the arms deal to Marikana to what you call it, the Gupta, and now we're in Phala Phala. We're trying to solve the problems of the African elite. We are not solving the problems of the people down there. Let's start to solve the problem of ordinary people. And what we need to do, because ANC used to go to China and say they are taking lessons from China. In China, we are told that if we are corrupt, what they do, they ostracize you from the society. Let them say, we want to promote that particular lesson that we used to be told that is happening in China. Because if we are going to say without the ANC, there is nothing. Revolution is permanent. Revolution is not going to be defined by the ANC, but it's going to be defined by what people want. And so let's put the issue of Cyril aside. But the most scary thing is what ANC is going to give us. And so if we're going to embrace Titi Mabuza or Paul Mashatile, let me tell you something. Next year we'll be having the same conversation to say, what next after Paul Mashatile, what next after Titi? The question is, what can we save ourselves, especially the next generation, from the ANC?
Xolani Dube, strong views from him as always. Thank you very much indeed, sir.